Hi, this is Malcolm Blight, and you're listening to the
He's going to give it
Crowject.
off to Smith here.
Got it. He does exactly that. Smith runs to 50, sets sail, and that is through. They are taking the piss.
Big leap.
Oh!
What a supermark Nick Gill. In the wet weather, he's taken a screamer.
To win showdown 51. Kicks from 45. It starts right, but it's coming back. The Crows win.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Crowject, episode 208. And shout out to our sponsors, Nathaniel's Coffee and Panini and Trojan Aluminium. Nathaniel's new store is at Nathaniel's Portavia, now open at 229 Green Hill Road at Pop-Up Community Health. Now, my name's Peter, but it's not just me on the microphone tonight. We've also got Benny Mack. Welcome back, mate.
Thank you.
We got Jade. Hello, Jade.
Hi, Peter.
Hi. And Sophie as well. Sophie, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Get it?
We got the awesome foursome.
Yeah, the awesome foursome. We had a very long Patreon pre-roll as well. If you head over to patreon.com/Crowject, you can hear all of that as well. We covered all things about National Anthem, death.
A lot of death. Do you like getting compliments as a male?
Yeah, or as a female. It's up to you. But we're trying our best to avoid talking about this game, but hey, it needs to happen. Now, Jade, tell us a little bit more about what happened over the weekend up in Darwin.
Yeah, so our mighty Crom took a big L, a huge L, against the mighty Suns in front of 10,772 people at good old TIO Stadium. And Gold Coast's final score was 16-16, 112, and ours was 13-9, 87, which it was a tragic game, in my opinion. I'm over it now. But on Saturday night, I was pretty devastated. I think to start a first quarter so well and then concede 9 straight goals or however many it was is just a bit ridiculous.
Can we just read the halftime scores and stop there? Because, the Crows stopped there, so we might as well as well.
Blow the siren.
Unfortunately, it was one of those things. Benny Mac, what did you make of it, mate?
Just went to sleep. It was a great start. The first half was incredible.
It's hard to sleep in that high of a humidity, but
we found a way.
We have done the same thing in both our two games that were quite hot, though.
Very true. Very true. I think I saw, was it Sir Swamp Thing absolutely rinse us and say that the Crows are the only team to lead by 25 3 times this year.
We're going to talk about that in a second because I feel like Sir Swamp Thing took it the wrong way. But we'll get to that. Who's not here tonight? Wonder why. Sophie, your thoughts?
It was a bit sad, wasn't it, after halftime? I had so much hope, especially at quarter time. I was like, nah, we're good. I was feeling good. And then the feelings were not so good. It was quite bad.
Plain and simple.
Yeah. Pretty much. Now, let's talk about the selections to begin with. We've got some goal kickers as well, obviously. But in came Hinge and Smith, and out was McHenry, who ended up... McHenry ended up being sub?
Yeah.
So McHenry ended up being sub. Worrell, who came out after signing a contract, awkward, and Paddy Parnell too. But the goal kickers, we had Rob kick the first goal of the game.
No, I would have guessed that.
I would have guessed that.
Just barged through. He was like, this is mine.
Funnily, didn't see his name in the sports bet markets. I'm not sure why.
Yeah. Was he wearing a headband? I heard the first quarter on 5AA, but I heard something about him wearing a headband.
I didn't recall seeing it.
Okay, Roey's off his chop. Anyway.
Is that anything unusual?
I don't know. Allegedly. Anyway.
I didn't mean no. I mean, he's always up and about, you know.
Oh, well, the era of 5AA
things.
and drinking on the air ended with Bob Francis. But Varley. Yeah, that's just a fact. Okay, now, but in all seriousness, what happened other than the heat and us just shitting the bed? Like,
I think that when we seem to lose a key player quite early in the game, we find it hard to adjust our structure to keep ourselves in it, because that's really when we started dropping off, is when Duday was confirmed to be off and wasn't coming back.
Yep.
We just seem to lose that momentum almost. It's just like we can't, once that little change happens, we can't really work back to it. Because when you think about it, the same thing happened with similar thing happened with the Richmond game. We weren't great at the start anyway, but Parnell went out in that first quarter, I believe it was.
yeah, correct.
And we were just off it for pretty much the whole rest of the game. Like I almost think we just
Oh,
aren't
third
getting that
quarter,
adjustment.
we came back.
We
within
did,
a
but
point.
then we got absolutely belted again.
That's Crow's way.
So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we aren't quite getting the adjustment right when a player does go off, and when it is a key player that you can't like easily, replace.
Correct.
And I think it comes down to tactically with Nixie as well. Like we were getting smacked in the midfield in the third quarter. Did we change anything? No.
No, and the other thing is that a lot of the CBAs have gone back to our last year's rotation of Keys, Laird, Sloan, or not Sloan last year, but it started the year, and you just kind of go, "Where's our kids? Where are they gone?"
It's like you read my mind there.
I was
With
gonna
the
say, there is
statements
one.
right down.
there is. I think we've all got it written down.
Yeah. So
It's just the one about Pedler with the test.
yeah. So Benny Keys, 24 centre bounce attendances for 2 centre clearances. Luke Pedler had 7 and he had 4 centre clearances. Why not roll him through there a little bit more? They've kicked 9 in a row.
Yep.
Noah Anderson's getting every clearance. Put something different in there.
Even putting like a Rankin or Rochelle in there, I think would have made a difference because Rankin wasn't really as effective up forward on the weekend. So I think maybe moving him to that mid where he's a bit more one-on-one, a bit more contested, would have got him fired up.
Yeah. Did we feel like Rochelle was getting frustrated very easily?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they all are getting a bit frustrated. I think it's now a bit of a mental thing as well. Is the fact that we are losing so many away games. I think it's getting a bit in their heads, and we just can't keep it going. I don't know what it is though.
Do you reckon it was the presence of Elodie?
Absolutely,
Because she was at Ballarat.
Yeah.
She was at Darwin.
she was.
Thought connected.
Stop going to away games, Elodie. Give
And
us a
she's going to the
chance.
next one as well. And so am I. And so is Ben. It's all right.
come
We'll
on,
outweigh it.
guys.
We'll outweigh it. Can we-
How?
who else is coming there? Wasn't it Ballarat?
Cream. Cream was in Ballarat.
Yeah, so no, Elodie's friend Jack is coming. He'll be the magic. He'll be the magic piece. Yeah.
Magic piece.
Yeah.
We love magic pieces. If you head over to our socials everywhere at Crowject, you can see all the photos of Elodie meeting all the gang, including Max Michelini, who we're going to be interviewing in the next week or so. She had a photo with him and said, "Let's do one very serious." And Max tried to keep a straight face. Didn't work.
Did not.
Did not work. Anyway, so
Oh, I was just going to say, looking at the stats for the game, I found the heat map quite interesting.
it doesn't look like it.
Everywhere was hot.
No, well, for the Suns, the majority of the field was
Looks
red
like-
for them. So they were obviously able to cover the ground a lot better than we were. Whereas us, it's focused a lot sort of towards the wing. And it did feel like that we weren't able to play down the corridor like we have been previously. And it did feel like they were pushing us out wide.
Yeah.
So I feel like that picture just paints a perfect picture.
Yeah, it looks like someone sat down with that thing. Like last week, the people, they did the Moonies.
The mooning.
I did. I saw that lovely full moon. There was a full moon last night, I think, but I saw it last week.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
So that's the heat map. That's the heat map. But my interesting point, because we're talking about the game being in Darwin,
Yes.
I saw something very interesting on Twitter that spoke about the fact that it's going to be 18 games where we haven't played a game in Melbourne at either Marvel or MCG.
Do you reckon the AFL has been listening because we kept pissing and moaning about playing all of our games
Probably,
in Melbourne? So
probably.
like, you know what?
But
Fuck you.
When you look at what the other teams have played, like their streak since playing in Melbourne. So you've got Melbourne, Carlton, Western Bulldogs, Geelong, Essendon, North Melbourne are all 0. They played there last week.
Yep.
St Kilda, Hawthorn, Fremantle, Richmond, Port, Collingwood, Sydney, 1 week. 1 game. West Coast, 2 games. GWS and Brisbane, 3 games. Gold Coast, 5 games. Adelaide, 18 games, including round 12. Now, that
When was the last time we
is
did play
just
Melbourne?
July 2022, we played
Literally.
Essendon on a Friday night on my birthday, and what a great night that was. The lowest score we have ever kicked.
That's right.
our last one was actually Hawthorn,
Oh, well, that was even better. We played
July
twice in the month.
the 10th. Yeah, 10th of July
That's
is
right.
the
That was-
last time we
that was
played
a
at
Sunday
Marvel.
game.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Essendon was
That is
2021.
just ridiculous, I think.
It's bad.
Because I just... How is it so uneven?
So would this explain some of the VFL bias in the umpiring?
Maybe.
Because that totally lost us the game, according to all the nuffies on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There wasn't a single umpiring decision that lost us that game on the weekend. We lost it ourselves. We kicked ourselves in the foot by not being able to keep a lead. We absolutely shat the bed after the first quarter.
How do you kick yourself in the foot?
You have 2 feet.
You have 2 feet. You hold
so
one up
one
and go
kicks, the other one.
We kicked ourselves
You can do it right
in the
now,
foot.
mate.
Yeah. So before you try to...
Well done.
Yeah. Thanks for that. So yeah, umpiring, nothing to do with it. You can call out the shit calls, but it's not the sole reason that we lost.
No.
But yes, this stat pisses me off.
Yep.
The fact that it's been 18, especially when you consider that the grand finals played at the G, a lot of the top 8 teams do end up being Victorian teams. So if we're not getting any opportunity, we play 3 games in Melbourne this year and our first one's not till round 15. That is just ridiculous.
Yeah, but we got regional Victoria.
Yeah, covered for Geelong and
Tassie.
Ballarat.
Oh,
Sell it.
I can't. It was shit.
That was a money can't buy experience.
The
that one.
nightlife was great.
Oh, yeah.
Watch
But
out for those stairs.
Come
It
for
is
the
just-
game, stay for the mole.
It was yeah, not a great start. I don't like that.
No.
Yeah. Was there anything else about Pedler as well? Did he have a possible goal of the year?
Oh, he did. Oh, my goodness.
Oh my god.
All the different angles that the Crow socials
Oh,
put up
how
of this
good.
goal.
Oh.
The smother, the pickup,
It was beautiful.
the dribble kick along the ground off like a step or two, and it just curves around beautifully.
It was Eddie Betts
Give
like.
it to oh,
It was.
It was.
absolutely.
Just effort.
Yeah, I love those frame by frame content
Yeah.
videos.
Oh,
They are so good.
He's just pure guts and determination.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
is.
He's just go, go, go. I love it.
Pity about the result.
very sad about the result.
Now, we do need to talk about one of our good boys as well, Mr. Fogg. Bob.
Guys, he finally kicked his 100th goal. I'm a little salty that he didn't do it at Adelaide Oval last week when I was there, but you know, it's fine. We moved. It's cool. I felt that he actually had a pretty decent game overall. He ended with 15 disposals, 11 kicks, 4 handballs, 2 tackles, 3 marks, 3 goals, 1 behind. He did get a goal every quarter, except for the second quarter. He didn't touch the ball at all, and he gave away a free. So for that quarter, he was on -3 fantasy because all he did was give away a free. The final quarter, though... The final quarter, though, was probably his most impressive. I felt like he was covering the ground a lot more. He had 6 disposals in the last quarter, and only one of those was in the forward 50. So the rest of them were sort of around the ground trying to help get the ball down.
I'm actually surprised he only had 3 marks because I felt like he was
Definitely
I
took
don't
a
know,
few.
it felt like
quite good
he
around
was-
the ground.
yeah,
And I feel like I saw him mark it and
a
absolutely
lot more, yeah.
boot it down the field multiple times.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going what the AFL's telling
Oh, no,
me.
I
but-
believe
but
you
like, literally, I was like,
But he
it
was
feels like
everywhere.
had
He was
more.
in the contest. He was in and
Yeah.
around the contest. So
Definitely.
it's good to see.
If we go back to the game itself, are we surprised by this result, really? Like, I'm not completely, because we've got such a young list.
Yeah.
Now, I know that there's people ragging us for, we should be doing better, blah, blah, blah. Sack Nicks. Oh, it's still supposed to get this weekend.
Yeah.
But I'm still willing to ride this sort of stuff out.
Yeah.
Because we're getting there.
We're still
Yeah.
ahead of what a lot of people thought we would be
Yes,
at this stage
correct.
this year.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think any of us thought that we were going to be where we are.
If
Like-
you gave me 6 and 6 at the start of the
Exactly.
year, I'd be like, yeah, I'd take that. And if
Yeah.
you then tell me that we probably could have won 4 more games if we'd, stuck around, great.
Yeah. I think it's heartbreaking to lose, but you have to look at the fact that we have still been competitive. Even if we're not, we're still sticking with other teams. And you look at it and you go, okay, the Suns have had a game in Darwin the week before us. They had the exact same thing last year. They won both of their games in Darwin, albeit against Hawthorn and North Melbourne. But I think it gives them a chance to acclimatise to that climate.
Absolutely.
And they also play in Queensland. Like, they're used to those conditions. We're not. And that was shown by the Giants game as well, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I've got to talk about quarter time and 3/4 time. They huddled all the guys rather than being on the field for their quarter time addresses. They went into this room, and I feel like the air conditioner wasn't coping. Because it was getting to a point where they started opening the
They
door.
did that last year as well.
Yeah.
At the games in Darwin.
But it was like, I swear, maybe that's what happened to the Fog. Second quarter, he Dutch ovened everyone.
Maybe.
He Dutched everyone out of the room. And then it's just like, fucking Fog, what'd you do that for? And he was frustrated. He felt bad because he had Vindaloo the night before. And,
Come
you know,
on, Fog.
That is
Yeah.
possibly a worst pre-game meal.
Yeah, that's not great.
No, I said the night before.
Yeah,
Not just before.
No,
you don't want to crap yourself on the
I
food.
I know, but
No, mate, there you go. Yeah. Speaking of crapping yourself.
yeah.
Time for Leader Roses.
Oh, sure. All right, I feel like this year, the last few games especially, has just been a little bit more quiet.
Again, I don't know how much work Gold Coast were putting into him. He only had
Stunning vocals there,
Hit the
Peter.
note.
Absolutely stunning. I am mind blown.
Let us know.
every time. He only had 22 disposals. He had a nice even 11 kicks and 11 handballs though, so I do like that number. 5 tackles though. Now this is the bit that gets me. He was at 26 centre bounce attendances and only had 2 centre clearances. That hurts, especially when you look at Pedlar's numbers of only being in there 7 times and having 4
And I
clearances.
think Adelaide is our player who normally averages his average is 5+.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
So
hurts.
that's a bit sad. And the third quarter, which is probably when we felt like we needed someone to stand up a bit. He only had 1 kick and 1 tackle. He was a bit quiet. So
Is it
there's
interesting?
something about my faves just having like 1 quarter of like, I don't think I'm going to actually show up this quarter. I'm just going to let
relax.
everyone else just take it from here.
Yeah. Is it interesting that Led's form seems to have maybe dropped off a little bit when we've gone back to that old midfield rotation?
It feels that way.
Like maybe we're just lacking that bit of speed
Mm.
and Led like fed off that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting.
It's just annoying that when we were getting constant goals and, you know, he did get up to 9 unanswered goals, it just felt like we weren't making any changes.
No.
Yeah.
Apart from when we decided to put Muzz in the ruck. I love that.
That's where one key defender down. Let's chuck one in the
Let's
rock.
chuck him in the ruck instead.
Yeah, I do love seeing Murray in the ruck, but that was a bizarre choice to make at
Yeah.
that time.
Especially
I'm
Yeah,
sure there were
full
other
fault
things
play.
that we could have done, but no, any
Yeah.
time that I see Muzz in the ruck, it gets me excited. I just love it.
Yeah, I think Dawson was a little bit off. And I hate to say it
Yeah.
because I absolutely adore Dawson, but I just felt like there were multiple times where he looked quite frustrated, like Rochelle, and he gave away. It felt like he gave away a lot of frees against.
Yeah.
Just watching it on the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The vibes were off.
Got
The
caught a
vibes
couple of
were off.
times.
Yeah.
Dawson vibes were off.
Yeah, and I did see a stat saying that like at Adelaide Oval he's averaging like over 125 Supercoach points or something, but away he's averaging under 100. So again, it's almost like some of our players' form is just kind of dropping off when we play away.
You know what? That's the title of the pod. The vibes are off.
The vibes are off. They're
Yeah,
so
but-
mediocre right now.
I think the telltale one was I can't remember who he was handballing to, but he completely missed the handball to someone standing like 10
I
metres
remember
away.
that, yeah.
Vibes are off.
They were off.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got to get over to the socials as well. We got the feedback from the listeners. We got quite a few phone calls this week as well. 8246-5498 as well. I've just sent through to you guys the Instagram stories one, if one of you guys can grab that one, and also Twitter and Farty Book too. First off, we've got this one. It's only 52 seconds, so here we go.
Kelly Underwood is still fucking talking. But there's one thing that's worse than Kelly Underwood, and that's fucking Crows fans' comments after a loss on social media. Bloody hell. It's not that bad. Yes, we should have won, but look where we've played. Like, how often do people win in Tassie? How often do people win in fucking Darwin? How often do people win in Geelong? How often do you win in 45-degree weather in Giants? Like, it's been a tough start to the year on the road. Like, how often? Yeah, you can't expect to win all of those games. So hopefully we start playing at more AFL-like venues in the second half. And I think we'll pick up our away form in the second half. As I said, it's fucking hard to win at those grounds, let alone having all those grounds in one season. It's a bit stiff, but yeah, I think we finish on 14, 15 wins, sneak in the 7th or 8th spot, and yeah, take home the flag.
What?
I agree.
I like that.
Give that man a tick.
I love that.
Oh,
Playing
big time.
in Giants.
I can't do it.
Yes.
That's
To be fair, it's Giant
Yes,
Stadium.
yes,
That was
works.
elite content in Giants. He is the next Kelly Underwood.
Who's that guy?
The orange team in Giants.
Oh. Here we are at Giants. Imagine if they changed it somewhere. It was Giants. All right, next one. Oh, it's a quick one, 30 seconds. Here we go.
Ooh.
I guess the pie warmer gets to stay on for another week up at Stewie Hughes' house. Probably just saved his job, to be honest. Well, back at home next week, should get the win. I guess. Fucking hell. Isaac Rankin looked like a deer in headlights against his old side tonight.
Mm.
Fucking, 10-goal turnaround's frustrating. Well, what do you do?
Are you okay, man?
Look, to be fair,
he's
Ben
speaking
Long
facts.
was wearing Isaac Rankin like a glove the whole night.
Isaac was quite snippy right at the start. He was getting into him, and
He was.
Every time he gets like
Yeah.
a bit biffy with someone, I love when he does the duck to psych him out for
Yeah,
them to like
yeah.
miss him. Every time, it's so good.
The thing that frustrated me though was that 50-meter penalty he gave away, where
Yes.
he like ran to the mark. It's like, dude,
He
was
literally
complaining about it. I'm
landed
like,
on the mark.
yeah,
what are you doing?
yeah.
Advisor.
Speaking of Jew, my mum messaged me
Oh.
during the game and she was like, Jew supporting a good figure, lots of exclamation marks. Not getting any smaller.
Whose figure was better, Stewie Jews or Dermy's in his suit jacket?
Oh,
That's a hard one. That
Jer-
was not flattering at all.
Jeremy must have been roasting in that thing.
He would have been.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
And then Elliot got the photo with him afterwards. Not one bead of sweat on his face.
Yeah, he's probably got that 3B sweat cream on. I love that shit. I think it's 3B.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That stuff is so elite. Honestly, guys,
We're going to move on to the
go
next
out
one.
and buy that stuff. It's so good.
If you want to sponsor us, write into us, crowject@gmail.com. Here's our next phone call.
Fuck me, I've absolutely no idea how Luke Pedler can be our saviour, but also our demise. And Rob, oh God, that man, I love and I hate him, but he cannot hit to an advantage to save his life.
We knew that. We knew that.
And if the AFL wanted the Suns to just win a premiership, just tell us. We don't have to go all the way to Darwin to play football. It'll be absolutely fine. We can stay home, have a weekend with our wives and kids, etc., and just fucking let you win. That was some absolutely diabolical calls by the umpires. And you know what? I'll be there next time to watch us play at the West Coast because fuck me, supporting the Crom is just a part of life.
There's so many gaps in between.
I know, I
these
was like,
sentences.
come on, mate.
They're like,
We really need to start putting ads in between.
just you need
The
whole
Crowject is
music.
sponsored by Nathaniel's Coffee and Panini. And then I'll be there for... The Crowject is sponsored by Trojan Moon. West Coast.
You need like hold music in between, like the monkey clapping the cymbals in the brain.
I don't know what that guy meant about Luke Pedler being our demise.
Well, yeah, that is bizarre.
It's very harsh on my
Yeah,
boy.
is he the Rapture?
Could be.
Yeah. The Four Horsemen? Pestilence and everything. Luke Pedler. Okay, next up. Only 46 seconds. Oh, last one.
So, I don't even know where to start. Taylor Walker, 2 goals, and he didn't even touch the fucking ball after that. That is so disappointing to see your key full forward, the one that everyone banged on about, saying, oh, they rested him at the Western Bulldog game, is still pathetic.
Ooh.
Taylor Walker is too slow. I could race Taylor Walker to a football or a meat pie or a fucking chocolate donut. He's too slow. Get him out the forward line. Get him out the team. Leave it to Rochelle. Or even Fogarty kicked 3 goals tonight. So Taylor Walker is done and dusted.
Is that the worst? Is Taylor Walker the worst one on the ground?
What?
The fact that he was like, oh, even Fogarty kicked 3. Taylor Walker kicked 2.
Yeah.
It's not like
he
he
still
didn't.
he was the second highest goal kicker for us.
I need a lift from that guy, and I need it ASAP.
Okay, time to go over to Instagram stories. So after the game, we always like to put on there about all things in regards to the game. Who's got Instagram stories?
Benny, you
Looks
got
like
him?
I do.
Okay.
We
Lift
have,
yourself.
I do. I need a lift instead. We have got Christian Rothel who says, no heart in the second half and the umps didn't help. Pretty piss poor effort, no fight. Brad Sansom says, why do the Crom always play in exotic locations? Ballarat, Darwin, Launceston, Geelong. Great question, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan says, umps are fucking shit. Suns played well, but how many goals are they going to fucking give them? Alicia Crompton says umpires ripped us a new one. Jotes says there is no way we lose this game. We cannot play like this after a game like last week. Well,
I'm talking about West Coast.
Yeah. Oh, well, there we go.
Okay, sorry. Because
that
that
makes
was
sense.
after the game that we... Sorry.
Yeah. That's right. I think this one's just been mixed in because the rest are about this game. And Dre says midfield dropped off something shocking, looking tired as hell.
Did the midfield even turn up?
The first half they did.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Who's next?
Do you want me to do the Facebook one?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Facebook. People are angry on Facebook.
Ooh.
They're not happy. Some people.
Tell me.
Philippa says, perhaps having to play in 12 degrees and then 2 weeks later in very high humid 27 degrees is a big challenge for your playing group. Put Collingwood or another elite Victorian teams in this scenario and see how they perform. So true, Queen.
Hang on. It's 2 week difference. It's 2 weeks.
It's too much for not middle-aged men. It's too much for men in their 20s, okay? Sorry. That makes me a middle-aged woman. God damn.
I've gone from Kathmandu to just a t-shirt of Kathmandu.
In fairness, the weather here last week was probably somewhere in between that. So we've gone from one end of the scale to the middle to the high.
So if anything, the Bureau of Meteorology helped reacclimatise the Crows. And even then, they couldn't take advantage of it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Shame.
I'm going to add this one in. It's absolutely got nothing to do with the game. Greg Dunn, and I'm going to say it because I'm done with his shit, he says, maybe drop the Crom thing. It doesn't make any sense. It's embarrassing you guys. The comments follow. Haha, go Crom. Haha, Crom off you Crom. Can we boo this bloke? You're going to make me Crom. You've got a small Crom. My family... Wendy is our saviour. She says, my family in Victoria love to wear their Crom beanies. Go Crom. Yeah, we love
that
you.
for you, Wendy.
We love you, Wendy.
Oh, that's brilliant. I'm going to message that guy directly. Hey, mate, free Crom beanie? Let me know.
Imagine he was like, yeah, actually, I'll take one.
There you go. I'll
Probably
do that.
will.
I'll do that.
Matt Warren says, showed yet again that high-end midfield talent will prevail. We were beaten in centre clearance, and when you're down a defender 6-6-6 is pretty tough. In the end, still a very young team, and they are still learning to hold structure and composure under pressure. What else have we got? Ben Wolford said, that was more frustrating than trying to teach a boomer how to use the internet. Chad Day says, where was Walker? Fog 3 goals, fantastic. Holly goes on to say, Walker went to sleep. He's old and can't play without a crowd. Even with a crowd, he struggles. Did these people not watch Taylor Walker play like 2-3 years ago? Because he is like a completely rejuvenated player compared to what he was back then. I just don't understand how this is such a big deal.
Hang on. Last week against Brisbane, how many goals did he kick?
Hey, mate, free Crom beanie? Go Crom. And sent.
I love it.
He kicked 3 against the Lions a couple of weeks ago, just quietly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's. I think people just want a player to pick on, and it's easy to pick on the really young ones or the old ones. You can't expect Tex to be kicking a bag of 5 every week.
He's supposed to be transitioning to retirement at the moment.
Yeah. At the start of the year, did not every single person say, oh, we understand that Tex may not play every game this year, like blah, blah, blah. And now you're saying that what he's performing
Why aren't you winning the
and putting
Collingwood,
up
bro?
isn't enough. Yeah. Come on, Tex. Lift!
I've got 500 Tex coins I need to dump. Crypto.com.
We've got Tim Reynolds who says, Crows are mentally weak. Have been for several seasons. They get up by halftime and then it's like they pack their bags and go home. Being consistently poor in second half has let them down time and time again.
Yes.
And last one, Tom Bond says, not sure what was worse. Our boys, the umpires, the commentary team. They were all shithouse.
Yeah.
The Holy Trinity. We got the Holy Trinity on
Holy Trinity of
Saturday
shithousery.
night.
Yeah.
And I just hope that our home games, our night home games that are coming up in the floating fixture are a much better performance than what we gave on Saturday night.
Me too.
That's it.
Yes.
Cool. So.
Well, there's really not much on Twitter. There was one reply after we lost, and it was, we got the wrong South Australian Suns player. Is it too late to swap?
Oh, God. Seriously, I'm telling you right now, some of these calls are absolutely ridiculous. 2 weeks ago, or actually, 3 weeks ago, everyone was saying Rankin is worth every single cent we paid, blah, blah, blah. Here's a couple of off weeks, and now we've picked the wrong player. We wasted money on him. Guys, just shut up. Just give it time. Every single good player out there has their off weeks.
He was a part of the Crows Academy in 2017. He was always going to come back. It was going to happen. Let me just say, happens we're going to pay a shitload of money for it, but so be it.
But the thing is that you can't win either way. You've got to make these risks with big name and, players. You've got to make these risks to have them pay off in the end. And sometimes you get them right, sometimes you get them wrong. You also can't judge him in his first season with us either. Like, we're evolving as a team, and he's come into that. It's going to take a bit of time. I think he's done a lot more than what I expected him to for this first half of the season.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
And then I decided to put a tweet up, just giving the AFL a bit of an idea of where we should be playing next year. So I think we should be playing our away games in Broome, Roxby Downs, Broken Hill, and the Little Sandy Desert. So the AFL, if you're listening, this is where we're going to play our away games next year. Thank you.
If you're going to send us around the country, send us somewhere new.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Do you know
I want to be the first AFL team to play at the Little Sandy Desert.
Where's the Little Sandy Desert?
Oh, WA somewhere.
No, somewhere.
Literally middle of nowhere.
Throw a pin in it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
In saying all that, I do actually really love the atmosphere of the games in Darwin.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's really great
That's
to
right.
see
You
so many people get around it. I went
Yeah.
last year. I saw the Suns and Hawthorn.
Yep.
But I just love seeing all the people get around it. Everyone in the crowd looks so happy to be there. Like you can tell they just absolutely adore the sport being there. So I don't hate the games being in Darwin at all. And that guy who ran on the field towards the end
with the
my
flag.
God, he was my spirit animal.
missed it.
He just jumped on so softly, walked so slowly, waved that flag around behind the goal umpire, and the security guard came over to like cut back to him after the goal was kicked, and he's like running around in circles. The security guard is like trying to guide him. He's just like, no.
But how chill was the security guard? He's just like
come on, mate.
Come on,
He's just like, woo.
Listen, man, this ain't good. Like, all right.
It is good vibes out there. So I do love the game.
So the
games
vibes
being
off
there.
field, they're on. Vibes on the field, they're off.
Fire
Absolutely.
alarms on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Bloody fire
What's with us
alarms.
setting off fire alarms?
I know. And it's every time Melody's at the game too. How funny. I remember that last year at the Collingwood game. Because it was round 2, wasn't it? All I remember was getting a message from Melody just saying, the fire alarms have gone off. And I'm just like, you are gone.
It's not raining.
Yeah, she was. I thought she was rinsed. No, fire alarms. Yeah, they definitely
So
were going.
funny.
And my favourite part was the 5AA call as well, because they're just like, what are we supposed to do? And we'll just stay here. Anyway, we're still on the air. Like, we'll leave once we're told to, and there's like the evacuate sound.
Oh,
It's like, well, they're telling you to evacuate. Anyway, if you head over to patreon.com/Crowject, you can sign up for all sorts of things as well, where you can listen in to Obscure Crows, some spicy pre-rolls, and get your crow on as well. We'll be having a couple more Obscure Crows coming very soon. A couple of interviews coming as well with some of our players too, both AFL men's and women's as well, which we're looking forward to very, very shortly. And also head over and get some Go Crom merch as well, which Sophie is starting to get some stuff on there too. Doing a fantastic job there.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. We had to set that one up too. Thank you to two-factor authentication for that one.
Yeah, love that for us.
Yeah, love that. Yeah, that was great.
It's working now though, guys. It's fun.
Yeah, thank God for that. Shout out to Printerful, Printify, whatever the hell they are.
One of them.
Anyway, the merch is great. The invoices, anyway. But we'll be having our Thursday night preview pod coming soon, but we will be back right after these messages. All right, we're back. So if you head over on Thursday night, you can have the preview pod for our next game versus West Coast, and we'll have a call-in line after the West Coast game for people to leave their thoughts on the actual number, which is 8246-5498. Now, we're going to go through the SANFL game, and that's going to be a Patrons only thing. And we've also got Beryl and Cecil of the week there and around the grounds too. But we need to talk about some of the news. And
I don't want to talk about it.
in the first quarter, Tom Duday went down with what definitely looked like a knee injury, and has been confirmed today. Was it today or
Yesterday, last night.
Yeah, last night. Sorry, that it is an ACL and he is out for the rest of the year. Very sad.
Really upsetting.
Really upsetting.
If we're looking for a silver lining, it's not the same one he did in 2019.
Yeah.
That is a good thing.
Yeah.
That is actually genuinely a good thing. So thoughts and prayers are with him. Honestly, I know. Look, the elephant in the room with him is all this stuff about the contract stuff. Who gives a shit about that at present?
Yep.
I still think he's going to be a bona fide player. It doesn't matter what.
Yeah.
So good on
And
him.
yeah, you hate to see it happen to anyone. So yeah, just best wishes, Duday. We'll miss you.
We're going to miss you, buddy. Always been a good friend of the pod too, and also likes to come to Nathaniel's Coffee and Panini here too. So
He's so wholesome.
He is.
He's just a good boy.
He's one of my favourite players. Like just
Yeah.
inside and out. Like he just seems like a stand-up guy. Likes college football.
Yeah.
Get around that.
He's in a leadership group. He'll still be around all the time, I'm sure. And
Yeah, help with the vibes.
you know,
He's very wholesome on Twitter, so I'm excited to know about all the shows that he's now going to be able to watch now that he's recovering.
Oh, we love you, dudes.
Yeah.
we love you. Do you put your hearts out for dudes?
How do you do it like that? Don't you just
You do so when you do like this and then just
Head over to YouTube.
Yeah, we love you, dudes.
Hearts for dudes.
Hearts out for dudes.
Now, I'm going to get to some other news too, real quick. I just want to talk about a friend of the pod who is no longer on the pod anymore, which is Damon. Now, we've got a few people that aren't on tonight. Cream, Melody, Lockie, Ray, etc. We've got a rotation that we're going through. But Damon's doing a whole bunch of work. Well, he is working anyway, but he's concentrating on his career. But look, Damon's been part of the pod for a very long time. And one of my favourite memories I have with Damon was doing the interview with Malcolm Blight. I've never seen a grown man crap his pants so much, and I'm not talking about Malcolm Blight. Poor Damon was puckering up something, and he couldn't believe it. But we did the interviews with Graham Goodings and also KG as well back in the day. But Damon's been a huge supporter, and because tonight we wanted to do something for you, Damon, we could do it in no other way than with a can of Fanta, buddy.
We love it.
So this one's for you, mate.
You got to cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers
This
to
one's
Damon.
to Damon.
Fanta's out for Damon.
Got some high quality orange taste.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And just don't bring up the history of the drink. Anyway, no, Damon, honestly, we love you. I know you're still listening, mate. And yeah, it's been a wild ride. That's for sure. Anyway, I don't know if we have anything for Golden Tool of the Week, but nah, don't.
We
So-
don't.
Can I just talk about Kelly in this section?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
go for it.
Golden Tool?
That's perfect, Orange.
Yeah. All right, Sophie, the floor is yours.
Did Kelly have an absolute howler on the weekend? I've got a whole page of things that she said. So, first of all, very early on in the game, the biggest one, she just goes, Tex! And, oh, that's Thilthorpe. Really? She yelled out Tex so excitedly with so much confidence, and then you can almost pinpoint the exact moment when she realizes that she just stuffed that one up completely. She also called Keys Kelly, and we're like, well, you're Kelly, and there are no other Kellys out there, but good try. A personal favourite was referring to there being a Bermuda Triangle of Suns players.
That was good. No, I rated that one. Except he got out. So
Yeah. Another one, she said, last time Smith took the kick out, they went coast to coast. In fact, the last time we took the kick out, the ball ended up being rebounded straight back in. So thank you for that one. One of her favourite words was also untackable. And then she was like, untackleable. And then she added a few more syllables the next time she tried to say it, untackleable. She tried. Now, these two... Oh, well, firstly, obviously, we said earlier, she referred to the Suns as the Giants quite a lot too, so
How?
very good.
red and yellow equals orange, and therefore
So my 3-year-old's
She
been
made-
telling
she
me
made it
recently.
Now, these last two, they weren't too bad now that I look back at them, but at the time they kind of took me aback. So the first one, someone was going for goal, and she was like, some crumble and some become razor sharp.
Oh, that was Rochelle.
Yes. At the time, it threw me off, but it's probably not that bad. Now, this one...
What the fuck does that mean?
It was in the
Sometimes
last
maybe
quarter.
good, sometimes maybe shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, so it was late in the game, and it was.
Yeah.
I think was it to put us in front or to bring us back
Critical
within a goal? And she's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, some crumble under the pressure, and some."
Yeah. Now, this last one, I'll give this one to her. She said, wow, that's hot. And this was after Rochelle tackled Powell over the boundary line, and he got the free for holding the ball. And she was like, wow, that's hot. And then next minute he spins around and hits Fogarty on the chest. And I was like, yes, that is hot. Thank you, Kelly.
That would actually be me as a commentator. I'd just be like, wow, that's hot.
I imagine
the ball goes through for a point. Wow, that is so sexy.
I imagine she stole that line from Ray doing some of his SANFL, because I just imagine that's all he says.
Wow. That's a good looking tackle.
Also, someone tweeted during the game saying, I wonder if Kelly Underwood calls her partner different names as often as she calls her players the wrong name.
That is very good.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, sorry, Kelly, but it had to be said.
Can I just say this Vanta's not bad?
Yeah.
It's good.
Not too bad.
Damon?
Yeah.
I'd be absolutely
That was a
terrified.
fantastic breakdown, by the way.
It is, yeah. I do love the little, commentary bits that you pick up and you're just like, you know what? That's actually a really, really good one. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
But then sometimes she just shits
Just
the
really bad.
I think they all do sometimes, but
Oh,
I
they
do
all
agree.
do. But I think it's now become, if you listen back to TV commentary for, say, even 20, 30 years ago, it was a lot like radio. Like, you think of radio now, it's basically describing what's happening. They used to do that. Sandy Roberts was a magician for describing exactly what's happening. Never fucked up. McAvaney, he sort of got up and back committee. Great. Whereas now I feel like there's so many gaps that they leave when they're doing TV commentary.
Yeah.
It just sounds rubbish.
Oh, God, if they were at the ground, this would never happen.
I was actually going to say stuff like that could help. Like
Yeah,
Kelly
yeah.
probably wouldn't call Thilthorpe Tex if she was actually there, but looking at a monitor, you're like, shaved head, tall guy.
Yeah.
Checks it.
Well, sort of like us calling the 2015 elimination final.
Oh.
It didn't help that the screen that we were doing it on decided to render it down to standard definition and I encoded it in 4K. So I'm like,
Stunning.
can't even see the damn number.
Yeah, made Lynn
I
John
feel
look
like-
like Will Minson. I don't know. That was pretty bad. I shouldn't be commenting about Kelly Underwood stuffing up a name after doing that. But
All right, well, speaking of stuffing up, it's time for Benny and the Bets.
Oh.
it wasn't a bad week this
That
week.
was smooth.
That was very nice.
Thank you.
So, I gave 2 tips on the pod last week, which went 50-50, but I wrote down 5 because I was like, you know what, I'm going to write down some extra ones and surely some will win. So Port at their line was one that I gave 37.5. And you know what, coming towards the end of the game, it got a bit tighter than I would have liked. Up 80 at 3/4 time, they only win by 57. Bit nervous for a little. Cats at 2.30, great value to beat the Dogs. They got the job done. Crows at 2.10 to beat the Suns. That didn't go so well. Giants minus 4.5 over Richmond on Sunday. Well, they were close. They only went down by a goal in the end.
Yeah, it would last like 20 seconds as well.
Is that a ticker or not?
And lastly, we had North plus 31.5 against Essendon, and that was easy because Essendon suck. We move on to this week. The Crows are once more in my bets, and it's really dangerous for me doing this because this doesn't bode well.
Oh, no.
But the line is set at 52.5, and with West Coast losing Shannon Hearn on the weekend and another 2 players as well, they're not going to have a team to bring. Texas 250th, he's kicking 15. You just
Get
smash that
around
line.
it.
Just do it while it's there. Port Adelaide to beat the Western Bulldogs at Marvel Stadium and make it 9 in a row at the venue, $1.80. Good
Who are
value.
they playing again?
The Dogs.
The Bolts. That's a bit of a scary one for me.
Oh, man, I hope they shit the bed.
Someone has to
offense,
knock
Benny.
him off. Come on.
That's almost why I put him in there, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, true.
St Kilda are hosting, Sydney are hosting St Kilda at the SCG, paying $1.70 at home. That's some good value. Buddy's 350th game. They will get up for that one. Brisbane minus 24.5 against Hawthorn at the MCG. Anyone backing in Hawthorn after last week? No. Fremantle to beat Richmond at Optus Stadium, $1.42. More good value. And if I keep tipping Carlton, they'll win eventually. They've got Essendon this week and they're paying $2.10.
Another juicy one.
I was very close to getting a bet up. I did for every game.
This is heartbreaking.
The anytime goal scorer. So one from every team for every game. I only lost on one leg, and it was Port. Sam Powell-Pepper did not kick a goal. He kicked it behind. They kicked 23 goals. They had 11. They had 11 different goal scorers, and he could not get up just to kick one little goal. I didn't like him before this, but that level has just skyrocketed now.
This is personal, Sam.
It is. It's so personal now, and I'm pissed.
Fair.
That's all.
Fair. You dog. We'll do the Fantasy Land tipping update in the Patreon's exclusive stuff as well, but we need to get to Adelaide versus West Coast, which is happening this weekend on a Saturday twilight game.
Perfect. The best time slot.
Heading to the city afterwards. Where are you going to go afterwards, Jay?
The district, man.
Oh, the district.
Guys, if you want to hurt me, don't come.
Okay.
If you want to say hello, sure. If you're going to try and chase after me and say, Crom fucking suck, you suck, everyone on your podcast sucks, I don't want to hear it.
Stay away.
Head to our walk and talk if you want to abuse us. That'll be in the Malcolm Blight
Because there's
statue.
going to be like 500 people there because we're A-grade celebrities.
Yeah,
Okay.
allegedly.
Yeah. Well, apparently we tell everyone we
Or
are.
factually. Yeah, apparently. I never
Guys,
get,
we're just here to have a bit of fun.
I get recognised just by former patients and other practitioners. Never the pod. But anyway, Texas 250th is this weekend as well. He is going to be kicking 15 according to Benny Mac.
That's a tick.
Now, let's go around the table real quick. Who's going to win? By how much? And leading goal kicker for the Crows, Benny Mac.
Okay, Crows by about 80 points. Tex to kick a realistic 6 I'll go with instead of the 15. And what was the other thing? Best on ground will be Jake Saligo.
Ooh, that's bold.
I got his number on my Guernsey on the weekend.
Oh,
You got to
are
back
you
him
gonna
in.
wear it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love it. We love it.
All right,
All
Jay.
right, I'm going to go, weather's looking good for the weekend, 18 on Saturday.
Yeah.
Sunny. So I'm going to go with the Mighty Crom.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go against him. I'm going to go 65 points.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to back Tex in, I think, for your 250th game. You know, got to hit that bag.
How many?
5, a bag.
Five.
He's going
It's a
to
bag.
pick a bag.
It's a
Yeah.
bag.
And best on ground. I think Laird is gonna yeah, he's gonna get back in there, get back in the side. Hopefully we'll see, given that we're playing West Coast, hopefully we'll see some of the kids back in the midfield
Mhm.
and we'll see that speed and all that come back and we'll just be on fire. And it's the Battle of the Whoppers, Battle of the Hungry Jacks.
Oh,
It's the Hungry Jacks
yeah.
Cubs.
I forgot to go to Hungry Jack's. I fell on the way here.
Oh.
Because we got a bloody dog and I forgot. Sophie, get me out of this.
The Crom guys, the Crom are coming back. We're winning by 75. What's the next one? Goal kicker. I think
Most goal kick.
Most goal kick.
I think Tex and Fog are both going to score 5 each. It's
Oh,
going
that's
to
not a bad
be
shout.
a big day for the tall forwards.
Fogger's kicked 5 against.
He loves kicking goals against West Coast, to be
That's a
fair.
great
Yeah.
point. He always plays very well against West Coast. I changed my best on ground to Fogarty.
Yeah, he kicks 5 and doesn't get the Rising Star nomination.
Okay.
Don't talk to me about that, Ben.
Hey,
Okay,
Oscar Allen.
so
you
best
fucking-
on ground.
I reckon Dawson.
Mm.
I reckon he's going to light it up.
Now, it's hard to say lids off if you're going to win against West Coast, but
Don't do
You're
what
about to
Carlton
tip us by
fans-
280
Don't do
points,
what
eh?
Carlton fans did and they beat West Coast by like 100 points. They're like, the lid's off and then they've lost 6 games in a row. Don't do
No,
it.
we're
was
different.
us.
We say lids off against every team we beat, so it's all
Oh,
right.
okay.
To be fair, we were the ones that ruined Carlton. So
Yeah, lids off.
It is,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
not
West
West
Coast.
Coast.
I guess.
yeah.
I remember. Only a little.
I don't think about it
Then
too
we met
much.
Jordan Dawson's parents after.
We
It was
did.
very wholesome.
So wholesome.
Lids off Crows by 106.
I thought you were going to say 60. I was just
And you know what? We're not going to do what Port did, and we're actually going to
keep going.
we're going to hammer down. As a former Arkansas head coach Chad Morris said, left lane hammer down, despite it being right lane in Australia. I am going to say, I reckon Filth is going to have 7.
Wow. To match his number. That's so cute.
Oh.
I didn't even think of that. And best on ground is going to be Filth.
Yeah.
So I can just see, I reckon they're going to rest Rob this week.
That's a big call.
It's not like West Coast actually have a ruckman to
Exactly.
play against.
True.
We're going to put Sloan in the ruck. Fuck it.
You know what? Talking
Do
about
it.
Fogg just reminded me that he always does those sexy fend-offs against West Coast. We're going to get one on the weekend.
We're going to have a sexy fan.
He's just like, bam, bam, bam.
Speaking of fend-offs, you can get your fog-off jumper. We've
Hey.
been doing a beautiful fend-off at crowject.bigcartel.com.
Sick.
Get it?
That was beautiful, so.
We love it.
But also, thank you so much to our sponsors in Nathaniel's Coffee and Panini and Trojan Aluminium. We'll be sizzling our SANFL chat with where we're playing the Eagles. Oh,
It's at Adelaide Oval too.
it's a double Eagles weekend.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Get
double
around
header.
the Eagles.
Guys, I'm
Crom.
going to see my beloved Jimmy Rowe again.
Ooh, the Jimmy Rowe Show is coming back. So if you head over to patreon.com/Crowject, you can hear all the chat about that. But Betty Mac, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jade.
Thanks, Peter.
Thank you, so.
Thank you.
My name's Peter.
Thanks,
Go
Peter.
Crow.
Go the Crows. Adelaide. 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 Beautiful.